Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi CeeChronicles family, welcome to the channel. I post fragrance related content on this platform in case you're new, and would very much appreciate you joining the family if you aren't subscribed. Now if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I have a couple of alluring, gentle fragrances in front of me. Of course, fragrances are nose specific, but to my nose, these fragrances are not gasoline toned, atomic, beast performing, where if I'm wearing such a fragrance, sometimes I'm not sure whether I'm getting compliments because people actually like it or they want to know what I'm wearing so that they don't buy it. Okay, I find these ones inoffensive but lingering to the next wash. So these are recommendations for those people that love, a fragrance that will bounce up to your nose from time to time and you will enjoy the whole day, and it's not pushy. The very first one is a Fief. Never mind the giant presentation of the bottle. Of course, Lattafa does it their way when it comes to bottles. Sometimes they go big, or go home. This is one of the dramatic ones. A Fief, guys, is comprised of white florals, but the white florals here are very gentle, very soft. These are tuberose and jasmine, if I'm not mistaken. Could have gardenia as well. I didn't check with the nose, but I know it's a white floral forward style of a fragrance with the peach and the praline. But what this fragrance manages to do overall is to fuse everything in such a way that you cannot say it's peachy, you cannot say it's very sticky sweet because of the praline, and you cannot say, oh my god, this is a heady floral. It just becomes a sexy, lingering, alluring floral scent that wraps you up in a gentleness. Certainly something that is not synonymous to Lattafa, well, until 2024 when they started giving us the Her Confession, the Eclair, and Going Gourmand and stuff. But if you know the traditional Lattafa, you will know that they've been known for giving us very pushy, woody fragrances. I don't get that from here. I'm just checking out the price for it to go down and honestly get a backup. I just wish that they had the option perhaps where if you're getting the backup, maybe it comes in a bottle that's not like this, where perhaps you can just move the ordinary cap and put it on the next one, because then it's this is not space saving, but it's okay. I don't mind the presentation. I'm just saying I would certainly want a backup of this, but I can't imagine how it's going to look like in my cupboard. It's going to be very bulky. So yeah, this one made it, guys, for those gentle, well-blended fragrances in my collection that linger the whole days. A Fief from the house of Lattafa. I have got this Vibrant line. Vibrant Vetiver, Vibrant Orange and Neroli, something like that. This one is Vetiver Delight. And I singled out this one from the other ones because this one is, to my nose, crowd-pleasing, inoffensive, non-seasonal, easy reach. It has the vetiver, it has the white florals as well as some citruses, but it just becomes a safe, elegant scent, something that illuminates in the heat. This draws inspiration from that Belder Freak. Now, if you are into, very pricey fragrances, truth be told, the Belder Freak DNA is not really groundbreaking. The smell I like and the real thing just vibe in a very gentle, inoffensive, way where you're wearing a fragrance, but you don't want your fragrance to take over the moment. So second one, guys, is Vibrant Vetiver from the house of Paris. I'm not sure whether this one is now readily available across the globe. This one is from ALBA Laya, and why I'm saying I'm not sure, it's pretty hard to find this one online, except of course from the ALBA Laya website, and I believe this one was launched last year, which is late last year. Love the bottle. How the bottle looks is exactly what you expect, guys, from this fragrance. It's a delicate jasmine and peony. This is one of those fragrances, guys, that can easily be somebody's signature scent, if you will, because it's delicate, it's feminine, it's sexy, it's lingering. If you love Chanel 1957, this is how this fragrance kind of vibes, where it's shampooey, it's fresh, it's soft, it's sweet, but lingering at the same time. It's called Lila from Grandeur. If I said Awatanya earlier, it's the same thing. Grandeur and Awatanya are sister company. And then we have this Zimaya, and this Zimaya is called Hawa Pink. If you're looking for a watery rose, watery because of how the lychee, weighs in there as aquatic, that's what you're going to get from this fragrance, guys. It's It's a soft rose, okay? It's also musky, but it's very sexy. This is delicate. This is feminine. This says, I am a woman, if you know what I mean. Something in here is going to remind you of the Delina, the exclusive, and the Le Rosé. But why it made it here, guys, is to me, it's more, leaning to that Le Rosé because of the aquatic lychee weight that this one has, and that double rose, but the rose done so delicately, and the faint sweetness. So this is a gorgeous floral, guys, that's enduring and long lasting and very, very elegant smelling. Okay, so this is Zimaya Hawa. Now next up, guys, is going to be from Arabia. This is a Reala Red. Okay, this is sweet, it's fruity, it's floral. Let me see, maybe let me just spray it there, but let's see, I just want to smell to what extent the sweet is sweet. Okay, it's semi-sweet. It's semi-sweet with a fruity feel there. Another one that's really going to feel familiar. In fact, now that I smell it like this, it kind of reminds me of that Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandal by Night. Scandal, is it Scandal Night? Scandal Night, not Scandal by Night, for women. Kind of reminds me of that to an extent. If you love, Scandal, you are going to love Reala Red. And Scandal in itself is very popular because of just how crowd pleasing it is, just how inoffensive it is. Okay, so you get a perfect balance here of the fruits, you get a perfect balance of the florals, but it's a very soothing type of scent. It's not a shy scent, it has presence, but it's not pushy. So certainly a recommendation here from the house of Arabiat, Reala Red. I think they have a green one as well, so I'm just going to call this one Reala Red. Another fragrance within my collection that is enduring, soft, elegant, long-lasting, inoffensive is Shaka Women. And not a lot of people talk about this fragrance. I don't know. I think it just was one of those fragrances that people maybe didn't care for, or its shine was overshadowed by Shaka Oud. Because, when Shaka Oud was introduced there, and a lot of us caught on to the fact that Shaka Oud was drawing its inspiration from Oud Bouquet. A lot of people concentrated on that and just forgot about this, because these fragrances were pretty much launched at the same time. Now, this is Shaka Women, okay? A fragrance that really surprised me when I got it, thinking, where were you all along? This is not groundbreaking. This is not, oh my God, she walked in and everybody's turning heads. This is not beach projecting or yard feeling or street feeling, if you know, but it's the sort of fragrance that is easy to wear, even if you had a flu, like the worst flu, and you just wanted to smell good, but you didn't want your fragrance to interfere with you or your senses or any. Guys, if you hear noise, it's raining and there's a lot of thunder. So if it's gonna be a rainy day, there's nothing we can do to make a change. We can pray for sunny weather, but that won't stop the rain. So anyway, guys, this fragrance has a crisp apple. It has the citruses weighing in there as a little bit fresh, but not enough to call this one a clean only scent. So a little bit. What makes the freshness of the citrus in here a little bit shy is the weight of the praline, and it also has a peony. Now, most of these fragrances actually have peony. Now, peony is not really pushy. It's actually a fantasy note. It's not that you can actually like pin a, like peony and say, okay. It's like a fantasy note created in and put in most of the gentle, delicate fragrances. So I get that in this. It does, however, have that praline, which gives it like a lactonic undertone, lactonic wrap up, but without calling it milky. I wouldn't put this on top 10 milky, but there's going to be something here that weighs in as a little bit lactonic. That is what is preventing the freshness from being too fresh, if you know what I mean. So it becomes a crisp apple and that praline mix. Beautifully done fragrance here. This, I have to be honest, you may have to reapply because it's quite soft. It's quite soft, but for what we get from Swiss Arabians, sometimes you need something like this where it's not pushy and you're mindful of the people around you. So this is Shaka for Women. I love this fragrance, okay, and it's still right there at the top because I chose to enjoy my Athena, another fragrance from the same company, drawing inspiration from that Burberry goddess. But why I have Anam here is this is the sister that is not doing too much, right? Let me just spray it again. Yeah, this one has the jasmine, the praline, the lavender, it has the cocoa, it has the vanilla. But these notes are gentle in here. It's almost as if it's saying less is more. It's almost as if it's created for the person who would love Burberry Goddess but doesn't want, you know, that much sweetness that comes with Burberry Goddess. So there's going to be that unmistakable Burberry Goddess vibe in this, but it's not going to be as sweet as how that actual Burberry Goddess vibes. Athena, I feel, is one-on-one in the sense that it's very sweet like Burberry Goddess, if you know what I mean, with that vanilla forward, you know, feeling it, and the praline and stuff. You get the same notes in here, but it's just how they are maybe fused, okay, how the recipe was done, if you will. So this is certainly an elegant floral, guys, lasting the whole day, presenting itself as gentle and inoffensive, as a fragrance that the wearer will enjoy more. Because sometimes when we wear these gasoline toned, you know, fragrances, they can even, you know, fragrances can play around with your mood and stuff. Sometimes when you wear a certain fragrance and then you get so upset, it just starts to temper. It makes it even worse. So this is the sort of fragrance that if your mood changes along the way, it's just going to suit what's going on, okay? Because it's just gentle and non-pushy, well blended and long lasting. So this is Anam, guys. Anam from Latafa. I have Harim Al Saltan from the house of Khadlash. I'm going to spray it just for the sake of it, but I know pretty much how this smells like because I have the oil as well. The oil made the rounds. Now this is the perfume version of the Harim Al Saltan, the gold. This is going to be fruity toned. A lot of fruits actually just come as presented as one. Maybe I think a pineapple in here, maybe blackcurrant, that sort of thing. So has a lot of fruit. Even plum, okay, very fruity toned there. But what I like about the perfume as opposed to the oil is this does not have the sweetness of the oil. And granted, the oil is going to be amplified and concentrated in everything, including the sweetness. So if you like the oil and you wish it would just chill a little bit, you could go for the perfume. This again is another crowd-pleasing DNA, another mole-like DNA. Mole-like as in perfume. You went into a perfume store, you're most likely going to smell a perfumey scent around you, and it kind of feels like this. Another one that has that peony, jasmine, and a little bit of patchouli. I think it's that patchouli that gives it longevity because it's quite long lasting, but it's not really pushy. So this is Harim Al Saltan from the house of Khadlash, and this is the perfume version. On to the last one, guys. I have Spanish vanilla from the house of Al Rehab. Now this is going to deliver, you know, to the vanilla lovers out there. So if you're looking or you're searching for vanilla forward fragrances, or you just love fragrances that incorporate the note of vanilla and actually highlight the vanilla, this is going to give it to you. The vanilla in here is not a smoky vanilla, it's a softened vanilla, right? It's there, very present, but I find that it lays there very soft, possibly because it's working with something that feels like a white chocolate, okay? So this, I'm afraid, is going to be nose specific. Some people are going to find this too sweet, but I don't find this one too sweet. I find this one being an elegant, soft, sexy, grown vanilla without it being trickle-like, without it being, you know, without it being like a raw vanilla. It's a gentle vanilla, somewhat feminine toned, but of course safe enough for both genders to use. Why I'm saying feminine toned is because of that soft bed that it lies on. So this is certainly another fragrance, guys, that's going to make you smell sophisticated, elegant. This I don't see rubbing people the wrong way. This is the sort of fragrance you want to add to your collection if you're mindful of the people around you, because it is just safe in everything that it's doing. However, vanilla forward. It's Spanish vanilla from the house of Al Rehab. So that was the last one, guys, on some of the fragrances that I thought to show you here that are safe, right? Before I go, let me tell you why I made this video. I made this video because of fragrances like these. This Ajaib Dubai is a very polarizing style of a fragrance. It has the caramel, it also has the coffee and toffee and stuff and pineapple, but it's very pushy. So these type of fragrances will do when it comes to winter, but they're the sort of fragrances that sometimes when you get a compliment, you're not really sure whether people are actually complimenting you because they love, you know, your fragrance, or your fragrance is doing a little bit too much. I always say that this has like a tar-ish undertone, and it's the reason why I thought, while I was, you know, shuffling my fragrances there, I thought, no, let me just put out a video of gentle, enduring, alluring, sexy, long-lasting fragrances that I have within my collection. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section and discuss more about fragrances. Do turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Remember to subscribe if you aren't, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.